Hello, hello! We are back with the anime tournament. Here's where we are, and just know that, yes, we're hopping around groups quite a bit, but yes, I do feel like it is going to be quite fun. Also, bit of a disclaimer, I know I was doing it like DM versus GX and 5Ds versus XL for the Pro Tag bracket, but it's kind of going to be random mishmashes from here on out, just to make sure that we get to see everyone at least once, because I made my own bracket on Challenge, and then tried to figure it out to make it as good as possible. We're going to get some repeats of protagonists later on when we get back to the Pro Tag bracket, but don't worry about that. What I'm going to say right now is that here's the deck. This is Jack Atlas versus Yuri. So Jack Atlas's deck is pretty good, honestly, like pretty solid overall. You've got Fiendish Chain, Powerful Rebirth, you can go into anything just by setting Dark Resonator, your opponent attacks into it, it doesn't die. Summon a level 4, you get to summon out Exploder Dragon Wing, which is genuinely really good. Like, this is a really good card. It just burns and kills things that are smaller than it, like most monsters do, but with burn! Yay! There's non-on-field MSTing, which is pretty cool, with Sinister Sprocket. Mad Archfiend, Twin Sword Marauder, and Lancer Archfiend are pretty neat, because they can allow you to just deal some quick damage, overload the opponent. It's pretty nice. There's some other big stuff here, like Red Nova, that's never going to be summoned, but it may be. Who knows? Who has a singular idea, am I right? Shockwave's also some burn. Resonator Call makes it a bit more consistent. And also, just to note, you may look at something in here and go, wait, why does he have that? He owned it at one point. Jack Atlas, stole Stardust from Yusei, and then Yusei took it back. So, he played Stardust, so we gave him Stardust. It's just kind of a fun way of deck building that we have, and I feel like it makes things a lot more interesting. And there are also a few cards that we kind of had to proxy in for speed spells. There are a few weird ones, but I don't remember what exactly were proxies. I don't remember him playing Megamorph, but I do remember building the deck, so I know he did. Or like a speed spell equivalent, I suppose. But Megamorph, also not a bad card when your life points are supposed to be lower than your opponent's for things like Shockwave. It works out pretty well. You've got some spam, you have Big Peace Golem, who just has the funniest pose to me. He just looks like, guys, who told y'all I had a girlfriend? Like, that's the pose that he always has to me. Granted, Power Invader's, guys, I have acquired a girlfriend. Like, completely different poses. I like it a lot. Also, yes, we add things in from other forms of the characters that are still, like, canon enough. So, yeah, we have RDA Assault Mode, and, where is it? Am I blind? Assault Mode activate. So yeah, it's from the OVA, and I figured it would be cute enough. Like, Yusei had enough cards where we didn't really have to do that, but Jack definitely needs the cards. Otherwise, it would be garbage, dude. Absolute garbage. Oh, boy. But yeah, a lot of these are going to be iconic Jack cards, or things like Megamorph, where it's like, yeah, I guess. So, let's head into Yuri's deck. Okay, so here's Yuri. I think this is the first deck in the tournament where I can really say this, I know Yuri didn't run two of a lot of cards, you know what I mean? But the issue is, if he didn't run enough cards to make a full deck of one-ofs, we just double up on certain things. We try not to, like, optimize it for, like, the meta. It's just because that's, like, a system thing, considering we just don't need to worry about it. It's just like, yep, all monsters, just double up all monsters. It conveniently worked out that way. That just sounds right, If it feels like all things of X are getting doubled, that's usually the priority. It's kind of wishy-washy, but it's just so that we don't have multiple copies of Super Poly and Ultra Poly and Poly and just ridiculous stuff like that. Granted, Orpha Scorpio is still crazy, with Darling Tonia Cobra just not even being hard once per turn at all. It just summons a Poly, or gets a Poly to your hand for you to summon anything you want. Like Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which might as well just be the anime version, or the real-life version for all it does, because you're using two Dark Monsters on the field every single time anyway. That's just kind of how it goes. Don't worry about this. The Yuto Arc 5 weird. Don't worry about it. I promise it means something. That's why this has an effect, in case y'all are wondering. But also, Yuri is a monster, and I'll tell you why. This just gets a free Starving Venom, which a lot of the tournament just can't out. Like, it's simply too powerful, and they'll get waylaid too fast. with the combo of these guys, especially considering Orpha Scorpio plus Darlingtonia. You just take the, you search Ultra Poly, you fuse them, bring them back because their effects aren't negated. You can turn one into a level, you can turn them into a level 4 if you want, but, there's no rank 4 here. So you can just turn one into a tuner if you truly desire. Like if you had another level 4 or something along those lines, you could go into the Clear Wing as well, which is the optimal thing. And then you can just use this to then add another thing, like another poly. Keep in mind, you can just do that, right? you can just take a super poly and just take an opponent's Dark and the Starving Venom that you inevitably made and just go into it. Not to mention, Fly Trap is really good. Targets a face-up monster, place a Predator counter on it. It becomes level 1, and then this thing can beat over it and gain the level of it, which is not going to be used for synchros or anything like that. It's literally just going to be used for either Greedy Venom if you're insane, or it's just a nice piece of removal. Not to mention putting Predator counters on things allows your Kaiju to work. Insanity. Super Poly is always going to be incredible. This just straight up says your opponent cannot attack ever. And then, if y'all know it, you know it. Ivy Bind Castle. Negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. Also, monsters your opponent controls cannot attack. This is continuous. All cards on the opponent's side will be negated at all times. So if you play this, comes around to your turn, you play MST, you can't kill Ivy Bind Castle. No, I'm not kidding. Once per turn during your standby phase, target a Predaplant, tribute that monster, or destroy this card. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, inflict 800 to your opponent for each monster they control. As soon as you get Predaponics, where you can just once per turn get a Predaplant and deal and pay 800 to do so, you essentially have locked out your opponent from the game almost entirely. Because Yuri will never, ever, in any of his games, have to take more than 9 turns to kill you after getting Ivy Bind Castle. It's Sag. It's absolutely Sag. And you can even get Predapruning to get something to tribute for Ivy Bind Castle just very quick. Don't worry about the fruits. They are bad. They're very bad. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the duels. Alright, so this is the start. I'm kind of playing with 3 Resonators at the moment. I'm going to set Dark Resonator and see what happens, but, yeah. Do I even need to hover over cards? Do I just need to talk about things? Like, just speak words? By the way, yeah, no, it flipped face up and then instantly got negated. That's how it works. Summon Big Piece Golem, go to battle phase. Boy, I wish. Still can't attack now twice. Oh, perfect. What kind of music do you guys listen to? I'm primarily listening to, like, Kanye West because, even though he's going through a complete mental breakdown right now, I just kind of find a lot of his music very good. Especially as someone who has struggled with, like, mental health in the past, I primarily listen to Ye, because I find it to be a very soothing album that I appreciate quite a bit. And honestly is, a lot of people say it's their favorite, and a lot of people say, oh, it's so, like, disjointed and mid, and I just feel like that's just not the case, right? Like, I feel like the fact that it's disjointed really perfectly reflects his mind state, and makes it into something that I can truly appreciate. I really do like a lot of the songs on Ye, and it's like probably top 2 Kanye albums. I do find a lot of emotional solace in it. And could I be biased and because it gives me like emotional solace? Yes, that could be the case, but I feel like every human being is biased to some degree. Like, you can't be without bias. Like, you can't just invalidate your own opinion and then gather an opinion from it, you know what I mean? Okay, wait, I can talk about this. So, fun fact, the thing that just happened, Drosera, which puts a Predator counter on things, it does not lower the level. Flytrap has the effect that puts things to level 1 while it has a Predator counter, so that's weird, and these cards don't function. How strange. But either or. Yeah, I just, like, yay, of course I gotta give it to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like, I know it's basic, but it's also a really good album. I listen to other things, but I just do feel like Kanye West is my favorite artist of all time, and that it's not even really close. Okay, yeah, on to game 2. Really couldn't stretch out for watch time there, now could I? What a glorious day. But hey, we got Big Piece Golem. When we get the Resonator call and go to Twin Sword Marauder because I thought I could do something? No. Yes, I could attack again, but no. I don't want to. And there's Orpha Scorpio, so that's just a 1 game. So yeah, I just honestly feel like people give a lot of like crap to Life of Pablo because it's incredibly like messy. But I also feel like that's the point. Like it's essentially talking about life in a lot of different facets. And life is very messy. Yuri has summoned all pieces of his extra deck and refuses to let me live, which is insane. And it appears like I'm going to die. I couldn't even talk about music in this one. I'm dead. Well, wow. Wow, that'll do it, won't it? Alright, game 3. How's this one gonna go? I see Squid Drosera, and I'm like, okay, let's see if I can do anything. Dread Dragon? No. I know it's only, like, when it's activated that I get it, but we went full anime and summoned Starving Venom Fusion Dragon off of my newly dark-turned monster. Red screen, can't declare attacks, and I have to pay 1,000 life points during each end phase. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! I'm just gonna Shockwave as soon as I can, because if it's a mandatory paying life point effect, it will force me to pay, even if I have exactly 1,000, and it will kill me. So I just don't want it to kill me, because I don't think I have an out to this in my entire deck. So I'm just gonna go into Swordmaster and this guy, go into Dragon Wing, I'm gonna do this, which, by the way, was completely not necessary for me to be able to attack, because I'm not attacking a dark monster, it's a set monster. The Dark Seed Planter doesn't know its attribute. But I wanted to draw a card and see if I could get out of this, you know? Like, I was kind of hoping for a level 1 I could summon really quickly and go into RDA and kill all of them. That'd be very convenient. But, Dakota realizes this and just goes in, and just puts it in attack mode, where I can't do anything. Go Dark Resonator. Boy, I'd love to attack. I did this I did this for a meme. I did it for a meme. I knew I wasn't gonna win. If anyone says misplay, I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. Oh, Polymerization. Perfect. Let me discard Majestic Dragon to then Shadow Spell, and, well... the red screen goes away. Sorry, Jack. Could you choose to let me live? No. I was trying to give, like, the Jack and Carly thing, but no, that's just not how it's gonna go, is it? Oh, boy. Well, let's head back to the epilogue, I suppose. Yeah, so Yuri's just straight broken. Like, Yuri's crazy. Like, he's incredibly powerful, and then has Ivy Bind Castle, which, no one in the tournament has Galaxy Cyclone to be able to banish itself from the graveyard to pop a spell or trap, so, yeah, that's just an instant game win whenever Yuri gets it, almost all of the time. Unless you chain MST, in which case that would work, but, oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, Yuri's a huge problem child. Like, y'all were talking about Playmaker and Revolver making it all the way. Yuri is probably going to be at the top of his bracket, dude. I don't see Yuri dropping a match to anyone, like, at all, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I feel like Yuri is ridiculously powerful, especially against other decks that have darks. You can just super poly your opponent's stuff into Starving Venom without any setup whatsoever. And so Jack was already out of commission for that, considering a lot of cards in Yuri's deck work off the opponent's monsters being dark. So, yikes. Yikes. This is a bit of a short one today, but oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yuri's ridiculously broken. Like, just genuinely incredibly powerful. I had to talk about music and stuff. There was no other way to do this. Ah! Well, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys subscribe and like the video. This, that, the other thing. Go on ahead and do that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, Jada, out. Bye!